This is Laura and Lance, and we are going to show you on Google Maps the very first part of our trip, because as we're talking about it, it sometimes helps to see it on the maps. So, first of all, we are going to fly into Glasgow, and from there, and here's Glasgow, right here. And you'll see on our maps that we have a lot of Scottish flags. Those are mostly distilleries that we want to go see throughout the Highlands. But we're going to go from Glasgow to Campbeltown. And we have our Google Maps set for buses because that's how we are going to be traveling around Scotland. And so here's the travel that we're going to use. We're going to be using the Scottish CityLink 926 bus. And again, we're not going to get too much into that now because when we're actually there, we'll talk about how we're paying for the different city buses or the buses and how the travel actually goes. And I'm sure it's not going to go always smooth, but it'll get us there. So this is where we're going to be staying. We're going to be in Campbeltown. Then from there, we're going to be going up to Oban. And I'm going to switch Campbeltown to the top now and Oban. And it's really interesting when we were looking at transit from Campbeltown to Oban, using just the CityLink, it kind of goes out a ways, away from the water. So what we want to do is stay along the coast. So we're going to be taking the CityLink 926 up and then right here switch over to the 23 bus. And it's really interesting also is that when we're on Google Maps, it shows us this particular route, but when we're on Apple Maps, it's a little different. So we're still kind of not sure which one to trust. And again, we'll figure it out. So once we're in Oban, we are then going to grab a bike. Oops, I'm going to get rid of that. And we are going to bike across to the Isle of Mull. And Lance is over here, but he's not really saying anything, but he just said something. What was it?
We're going to take the ferry to the Isle of Mull.
Yes, we're taking the ferry to the Isle of Mull. And this is kind of what we are doing. Now, we are not taking the bus, though. We are actually going to be biking this leg of our trip. So, as I mentioned in a previous video, going across the ferry, you can take a bike without it costing any more. Possibly, we're again not sure, but from Oban crossing with the ferry and then going to Tobermory, according to Google Maps, is a 2-hour 50-minute bike ride. Notice that it does say very, very steep hills. I don't know about that. We'll see, but it is 32 miles. And really, I think that's the most that we've ever biked in our lives. So we'll see how that goes. Again, this is the part that we're always like, this might be very exciting, but maybe not. I don't know. Okay, so we're going to go from Tobermory over to the Ardnamurchan Peninsula. And actually, this is a good time to mention that if I am saying anything wrong, it's not out of disrespect, but I would love it if you correct me in the comments about how to say certain things. Maybe using a little bit of phonics symbols would even be that much more helpful. But anyway, we're going to be going Tobermory to Ardnamurchan. And really, I tend to say Ardnamurchan Distillery because that's really where we're going to be going. So give me a minute here. I'm backing it up to Distillery. And Lance, are you pretty excited about this?
I'm very excited about the Ardnamurchan Distillery.
Yes, this whole leg of our travel is really just trying to get to Ardnamurchan and in the process getting to see Oban and Tobermory is really, really very exciting as well. So notice that this bike path again goes across this part I say Kilcohen. What do you say?
I think it's Kilcohen.
Kilcohen, okay. And then we will be biking. It takes 2 hours according to Google Maps, 16 miles. It'll probably take us 4 hours, to be completely frank. But once we're there, we're going to sit and hang out at Ardnamurchan Distillery and have a, can I say a wee dram? Or is that kind of weird? So. And then we'll end up at a bunkhouse down here. Oh, there it is, the Ardnamurchan bunkhouse. And that's where we're going to be staying for the night. Once we, the next day, we are going to be going Ardnamurchan, I could say bunkhouse, but I'm just not going to here. And we're going to go to, again, I pronounce it Corran, or that's how I'm told it's pronounced.
It might be Corran.
Corran. And this is a 3 hour and 13 minute, again, for us, probably a 6-hour bike ride. And apparently this really, for me, is what's exciting, because this path is supposed to be really amazing.
Where are we going to catch the bus from the at the Ardnamurchan Distillery? Where will it pick us up in the morning?
No, we're biking.
Oh, that's Plan B.
Yeah, that's actually our plan B, is if all else fails, we're going to grab a bus, and it picks us up at like 7:50 in the morning. Anyway, I'm laughing because I'm like, oh no, maybe we're totally off on this. We're not on the same page at all. Okay, so then over here, I think this is funny. I don't know if you're supposed to say this is Intry or Corran. But anyway, we're thinking about if we make it here, we're going to probably stay overnight. That is as far as we have right now, folks. That's it. And I'm going to bring us all the way out.
Is this leg 33 miles?
Yeah, 33 miles. Right. Very steep. Not this one doesn't say very steep. It just says steep hills. And then from there, we're trying to decide. We actually were not going to go to Glencoe, but we're hearing we should go to Glencoe. And maybe we'll bike there. Fort Williams is just a 15-minute bus ride up. Pretty easy one. And then we're going to be trying to get up to Inverness. Actually, at one point, we were actually talking about getting over to Mallaig. Again, not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. And doing the Armandale and Skye. But all of that is still tentative. But this video is just about where we know for sure we're going at this point in Scotland. So for those of you who were not quite sure of the names, now you, the location, now you have a name and a location, even if it might be mispronounced. Okay, stay tuned.